I'm here with Tom Ruwitch of Market Volt. And Tom, we had a conversation about having a content marketing plan. Mm-hmm. And we talked a little bit about the negative results if you fail to plan. That can be kind of a train wreck, hurts your productivity, and also it prevents you from really hitting your sales goals, which is why you're doing it in the first place. What can you tell us about how to develop a plan? Are there certain steps? How do we do that?
We have a pretty easy, straightforward formula for helping our businesses do that. We ask them to think about first their business goals.
Yeah.
What is it that you're trying to accomplish? Because if you don't have your business goals in mind, then you don't know the purpose that you're chasing and pursuing with the content you're putting out there. So we ask them first to jot down in just a simple outline form, what are the key things you're trying to accomplish? Second, you want to think about the basic profile of your target audience, presumably your ideal client or your ideal prospect. What are their primary desires? What are their primary concerns and fears? Just outline that and keep that in mind and put that down on a piece of paper. Then create another piece of paper that has 3 columns and 12 rows. In column 1, you're going to put frequently asked questions. You're out there interacting with your prospects, you're out there interacting with your existing clients, and they often come to you with questions about your products and your services, about how to accomplish whatever it is they want to accomplish. What are those questions? Jot down 12, 1 in each row. Then oftentimes, and this is the second column, there are should ask questions. What are the things that they don't think to ask, but they probably should? Jot those down as well.
Right.
Sometimes when people go through this exercise, they come up with 5 or 6, and they think they're done. Walk away for a while, come back, you'll be able to come up with 12. And then in the third column, jot down what are the primary objections or concerns that you hear when you're discussing your products or services with prospects or with clients. It might be a price objection. It might be, I don't have time, or I don't have resources, or whatever it may be. You've heard them. Jot them down. And now you have this grid of frequently asked questions, should ask questions, and objections. Those are fundamentally the topics that you're going to cover. We do 12 rows because 12 months in the year.
Yeah.
If you fill this thing out, all of a sudden you have a year's worth, or perhaps 6 months worth, depending on how many articles you're going to put into an email. Put that thing up on a bulletin board and constantly refer to it and constantly think about it. Right here in the eFree Academy, I have a document that you can link to on this page that is the forms that I described. You can fill it out.
Boy, that's helpful.
And you can have that grid. It's things change. There will be times where you come up with content ideas that you didn't plan in advance. But if you go through just that part of this exercise, you'll be way ahead of the game when the end of the month comes around. And you're ready to roll.
As you were talking, it occurred to me that here at Experts for Entrepreneurs, we have this saying that we like to use: "Don't fly alone." And we all try to recognize the downside of trying to do everything yourself. And as you were talking, I was thinking about how it can be difficult for a solopreneur. Why not get a friend or a business associate and help you think through some of that stuff? If you've got multiple employees, if you've got a sales step, why not make it a team endeavor and get everybody kind of on the same page, understanding the customer even better, which is pretty important. Feeding into that process that you just described, going step by step.
I think it's great advice. We put out a list of subject line tips for writing good subject lines.
Yes, that's right.
And one of the tips on our subject line tips document is have somebody else read your subject lines and give you feedback. So this sense of teamwork is so important, and a great suggestion and great addition to the content planning process.
Well, Tom, thank you for showing us how to develop a content marketing plan. It's just so valuable. Thanks for joining us today.
You're welcome. Thank you.